Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Bet on Wheels episode 5. Sorry about the lighting, but I had some stuff to do today and now it's dark, but I couldn't end up the day without recording our beloved episode. Talking about yesterday games, look, I don't even have words. I'm starting to crumble around. What happened? Like, all the underdogs came out and they decided to play. Crystal Palace won the FA Cup versus Man City. Like, who would imagine this? VPS, as a team that loves to score goals, didn't even score one goal. And there's a couple of more that contributed to the red. I'm very disappointed with this one, to be honest. We grabbed a good win, which was in the Australian NPL. I predicted a win over 2.5 goals on both teams to score. So that was a very good odd, which kind of eased the bankroll a little bit. But all in all, it was a negative day. And I'm not going to hide them. I told you guys since the episode 1 that I was not going to hide them. But I don't want to talk about them anymore. You know what? Stuff them. This only makes us stronger. We keep on going and we aim for the next greens. About tomorrow, we have a couple of good games and very important games. We start in Italy. We have two very similar games, which is Parma against Napoli and Inter versus Lazio. They're very similar because Inter and Napoli are both fighting for the title. And there's only 2 rounds to go, so they want to go in full force and get the job done. Napoli has an easier job than Inter because Lazio is always a tough opponent, but Inter is playing at home, so they have that advantage. So both of them to win. I wouldn't even put a cheeky handicap -1 for Napoli, but the most important thing, Inter and Napoli to win the game. In Hungary, we have Ferencváros versus Fehérvár. I'm sorry if I'm saying the names wrong. And Puskás Academy, as predicted, won yesterday and put some pressure on Ferencváros and stole the first place out of them. So if Ferencváros want to think about being champions, they need to win. And if they win against these guys, they'll secure back the first place and they'll be one step closer to win the championship. And on top of that, Ferencváros hasn't won in the last 10 games. So Ferencváros to win this one. In Brazil, we have Red Bull Bragantino versus Palmeiras. And Palmeiras come from 5 straight wins and 4 games without losing on head-to-head. Palmeiras will keep the momentum going and they'll win this one, for sure. Moving on to Turkey, we have Galatasaray versus Kayserispor. And Galatasaray is one team that is also aiming to win the title. And against an accessible opponent like these guys, they'll get the job done. Galatasaray will win. I mean, if nothing happens like today, that all the zebras decided to come out and play. But Galatasaray to win. Galatasaray also comes from 8 straight wins and 4 games without losing on head-to-head versus these guys. So they have an obligation to win this game. If they don't win it, I'm going to Turkey and I'm going to kick their bums. In Mexico, we have our beloved Cruz Azul versus America. Cruz Azul have the upper hand. They won the first leg by 1-0. And I think it's going to be more of the same. Now in America's ground, it's still going to be hard. It's still going to be a semi-final. But Cruz Azul has now 19 games without losing. So I think they'll continue to perform and they'll secure the win. At least, like I said in the first leg, they're not going to lose this one. Moving to Colombia, we have Águilas Doradas versus Atlético Nacional. And Atlético come from 3 straight wins and they're versing the 18th on the table, which they haven't lost against for the past 4 games. So I think Atlético Nacional will win this one. And moving on to Bolivia, we have Oriente versus the strongest. and the strongest come into this game with 3 straight wins and 7 games without losing. And on head-to-head, they haven't lost for the last 5 games versus these guys. So they'll be the strongest and they'll win. In Moldova, we have Sheriff versus Milsrami. I'm sorry if I'm saying the name wrong. And I call this the steal of the day. Sheriff comes from 4 straight wins and 28 games without losing. 28 games without losing. Guys, if this one misses, man, I don't know what's happening. If it's some kind of witchcraft, I'm not sure. But Sheriffs come from 28 games without losing. And on head-to-head, they haven't lost against these guys for the past 6 games. So with the odd of 1.6, Sheriff to win. No doubts, no questions, no second thoughts. Sheriff to win. In Estonia, we have Kalju versus, oh my god, Kuressaare. And Kalju is an awesome form. They have 8 wins in a row, and also on head-to-head, they have 8 wins in a row versus these guys. So similar to Sheriff, no doubts, Kalju to win. And this is the list for tomorrow. I was a bit more conservative because we're trying to recover from the red. Let's hope for the best. I'm pretty confident with these guys. But we'll analyze the results and whatnot tomorrow. Have a good one, guys, and talk tomorrow. See ya.